I'm Lizzy Lenco, and my show is The Limerence. Well, my top tip is if you've got Google Maps, turn it to step-free access. One of the really interesting things about Edinburgh is that Google Maps will take you to a place and you will be above where you need to be, and it's a staircase to get down to it. Second thing is you are going to be playing dodgems with the crowd. So if you haven't got a bell or a horn or something on your chair, be prepared to be vocal. Let people know you're there. Well, I'm a disabled performer, and my big challenge was that I came by train. So all of the kit for a month of living and my show all had to come on the wheelchair. One thing I did was I ordered things to be delivered directly to either my venue or my accommodation. And if that's something that you don't want to take back with you, that's even better. But that is a real help, so you're not having to carry. I'm using a projector and a screen in my show. That would have been very difficult to bring with me. I think it's really important to be aware. If you have a disability, be aware of your disability and look after your disability. That's absolutely key. It's the most important thing you can do in Edinburgh. If you're here for the whole month, eat well, sleep well, get FOMO in check. You might sit there thinking, I'm missing out on a party, but the most important thing is your health, your well-being and your ability to keep going. With my visual impairment, I struggle once it goes dark. I've got no depth perception and I've got a motorised wheelchair. So I have had to either make sure I'm on that train before it goes dark or make sure I've got someone with me. You will see a lot of the able-bodied people, they'll be able to flyer their own shows. They'll be able to talk to the audience and tell them what the show's about. They'll be able to do a lot more networking. I mean, I have constantly been invited to networking opportunities and then had to say, is it accessible? And the answer is no. I think don't underestimate the mental impact, the impact this will have on your mental well-being, and just kind of be aware, okay, what was my success criteria for this? Please do not be tempted to do what I did the first year, and that was, it wasn't accessible venue, and I was prepared to tolerate being carried down a flight of stairs every day, but I was in a dark basement in a wheelchair, having to ask people to get me in and out, and then I got a review and someone said, if you see one show about disability this year, go and see Lizzy Lenco's. The following day, there were 3 wheelchair users wanted to get into my show and they couldn't because no one could carry a motorised chair down those steps. So if you are a wheelchair user like me, don't be tempted to go for an inaccessible venue. Fight your corner. There are venues that are accessible. Just try and go for that because your audience will also have access requirements. If you're going to need help, plan for help. Don't expect to get to Edinburgh and have people who will help you because everyone is stressed, everyone is busy, everyone is trying to get their show sorted. So your friends or people you know might very well say, hey, we'll help you, but actually they're going to be stressed, they're going to be busy. Get the tram, if you're in a wheelchair, get the tram to the highest point and just come down the hill to wherever you need to be. Tram is amazing. You can get all over the place on the tram. But book in the day you cry. There will be a day in the Fringe that you break down and cry, and it'll either be a good review that just makes you go, oh, it's all been worth it, or it'll be a bad review, or it'll be trying to get across the road and all of the tourists are standing on the drop curb, meaning that you can't get off the road and all the cars are pipping at you. That's what caused this year's tears. There will be a point. Plan it in. Put it in your diary. I'm going to have a good cry because it's fine to do it. Everyone does it. Able-bodied people do it. Edinburgh is a month of intense scrutiny. You're under pressure. You're feeling like your show is your baby and it has been judged, and maybe people are coming and that's overwhelming, or maybe you're sitting in a room with 2 people looking at you like, what the hell is she talking about? All of these things. It's emotional pressure. The other thing is, there is a place in this world called Fringe Central, go to this place, because if you go there, it's even better when they close the road to Cowgate, because you can bomb down there in your electric wheelchair. But go to Fringe Central, because if you are feeling low or stressed, you'll go there. There will always be a friend. There'll be someone to talk to. There's also very nice coffee. Get involved with Disabled Cons. Not only is the venue very accessible, the shows are fab. Even if you just come down to watch them, I just love seeing other disabled people being really funny and just enjoying Edinburgh. So even if you're not on the lineup, come down. Benny Shakes is he's just one of the most wonderful people in comedy. Benny runs Disabled Cons. They've got a WhatsApp group, and that group, if you're in it, they'll tell you what the show's coming up, whether they've got any spaces in it. They'll do the lineup for each day. But it's just also a really nice little group to be in, because if you're having any problems, if you just go, it's all got a bit much, there will be someone. And because everyone's got a disability, they will understand. It won't be patronising. It won't be like a kind of like, oh, I'm helping a nice disabled person. Also, they allow not very nice disabled people. I'm not very nice, and they let me in, which is amazing. I will say, if you have a disability, that can often be a unique selling point, because often the press will connect with that. So, I got a lot of press coverage back home based on my disability. But before you do that, write a press release. Write just how much of your disability you're willing to share, how much information about it. Because sometimes you think you're going to get publicity for your show, and when the article is published, it's just about what happened to you and not your show. So that's my tip. Do a press release, look at your disability and say, okay, how much of this am I willing to reveal? But also, go to the papers. You can do a lot of your own PR, and actually, unless you can find someone with a disability who's a PR person, you'll find that PR doesn't always work for you. So I think one of the big things we have to do ourselves is our own publicity, our own PR. Can be difficult flyering in a wheelchair, but I can block the path, so that does help. Yeah, so I had a flyer routine my show, and that really, really helps, but also a flyer who understands my target market. So got a really good flyer that's going, oh, okay, they look alternative, they're like Lizzy's show. Anyone with a band t-shirt, they get flyered. Sometimes we still get, a range of people coming. Also, quite a lot of people have seen the blurb and are coming to see a lovely love story. It is a lovely love story. Yeah, I genuinely, there are some streets as a wheelchair user that it is terrifying to go down. I used to ski, and I equate Nidri Street to a black run. I nearly took out another wheelchair user who was attempting to come up. It was like some kind of evil joust. But don't do Nidri Street. There you go. If you want to go and see things on those streets, like Nidri Street, I think whatever street Monkey Barrel's on, I can't remember the name of that street. They're both really, really difficult for wheelchair users. But make sure if you are going to go that you do need some with you. And get out there in the forums saying, a wheelchair user needs someone to accompany them on this street to this show, because someone will come with you. My favourite route, because I come in from the station, my favourite route is to come up, I think it's called Jeffrey Street or down New Street, but come up that way and then just stick to St Mary's Street and down to Bar 50, because that means you're avoiding those really, really steep streets. It makes the journey a little bit longer, but it stops you being on a steep cobbled street. Now, one thing that I find really useful is if you go into the Fringe website, there's lots of ways you can search for shows. I know that if a show says disabled led, there's a stronger chance that I can actually get in it. So if you look for disabled led shows, you will find your people. but also you're looking at shows that are probably more accessible. I actually, on my poster, I put that it's a wheelchair accessible venue with radar key toilets, so that people can see on the poster that they can come to it. It's on my flyer as well. So look those things out. But the key way to find other disabled performers is through that search on the Fringe Society website.